Are these sentences correct or incorrect? I love it. I'm loving it. I want a coffee. I'm wanting a coffee. This is difficult. This is being difficult. If you're not 100% sure, don't worry. Most intermediate learners are not. And it's because these sentences all include a very specific type of verb that works differently to normal verbs. They're called stative verbs or state verbs, and in this lesson I'm going to explain exactly what that means, give you some of the most common and important ones, and show you why one of the world's most famous companies broke this grammar rule. Are you ready? Now, before I explain stative verbs, you first need to understand the difference between the two types of verbs in English. The first type is an action verb, and an action verb describes something you do, like a physical or mental activity. Things like run, eat, speak, think, write. Okay, these are actions. The second type is a stative verb. And a stative verb doesn't describe something you do, it just describes something that is. I'm talking about things like a feeling, a thought, a possession, a sense. So, verbs like know, love, want, have, believe. These aren't things you do. These are things that are simply true about you. Now, before I explain any more about this, let me just say that this lesson comes with a free PDF, which gives you a full summary of everything I'm teaching today, with extra examples and a test, and also, crucially, a complete list of all stative verbs in English. Really, really important and a really useful resource. So you can either click up there to get it or scan the QR code, and there's a link in the description too. Just click one of those things, enter your email address, and I will send it to you immediately. So, why does this all matter? Well, it matters because action verbs and stative verbs follow different grammar rules. You see, with action verbs, you can use the present continuous, like I am doing, to talk about something happening right now. For example, I'm eating lunch. She's running in the park. They're writing a report. Okay, that's completely normal, basic grammar. You know it. Okay, and the present continuous works perfectly with these action verbs. But with stative verbs, you don't use the present continuous. You have to use the present simple instead. So we can't say, I'm knowing the answer. We have to say, I know the answer. It's not, I'm wanting a coffee, but I want a coffee. It's not, she's believing him. It's, she believes him. And the reason is simple. You can't do a state. It isn't an action. It's not an action happening right now. Okay, it's not like, oh, no, sorry, I can't help you right now because I'm knowing the answer. Or I can't talk right now because I'm wanting a coffee. Or Saturday, no, she can't come on Saturday because she's believing him. No, it just doesn't make sense. They're not actions. So the present continuous, which describes an action happening now, doesn't work. Okay, so I'm having blue eyes. No, that's not an action. That's just a state. It's something that simply is. It's just a truth. I'm liking football. Liking football? No, that's not something that you actively do. It's just a state. It's just a true fact about me. Okay, so we just need the present simple in those cases. I have blue eyes. I like football. Simple, okay? You want to write your own example of a stative verb in a sentence? Put it in the comments. I would love to see what you have to write about this. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of the most important stative verbs, I'm going to keep the list short in this video, but as I said before, the PDF has the full list of stative verbs in English, so you can download that by clicking up there, scanning that code, or clicking the link in the description, and I'll send it to you via email. Okay, and so as I go through this list, just notice how strange they sound in the ing form. Okay, so verbs of the mind. Know. I know the answer. No, I'm knowing the answer. Believe. I believe you. I'm believing you? No. Understand. I understand the problem. Not I'm understanding the problem. Think. I think it's a good idea. Now, be careful with think, because when it means to use your brain to consider something, it can be an action verb. Okay, so we could say, I'm thinking about the problem. Okay, it's what you are actively doing right now. But when it's to express an opinion, like, I think it's good, then it's just a state. Right, verbs of feeling. Love. I love this city. Like, I like football. Hate, she hates cold weather. Want, I want a coffee. Need, he needs more time. Okay, all of those should sound strange in the present continuous. Verbs of the senses. See, like I see the problem. Hear, I hear music. And also, two very special verbs. Have and be. And I'm going to come back to these in a minute because they are a little bit more complicated. But before I do, I want to talk to you about McDonald's. Yeah, because you know the slogan, da 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 da, I'm loving it. Well, love is a stative verb. You can't do loving. Well, I guess you can, but you know what I mean. Love is a state. So grammatically, the sentence is, I love it. McDonald's broke the rule of English grammar and then spent billions of dollars making sure that the whole world repeated it. So if you've ever said, I'm loving this in conversation, you were probably following the McDonald's grammar book and not the Cambridge grammar book. I genuinely don't remember saying, I'm loving this before McDonald's created that slogan. Okay, let's go back to those sentences I showed you at the beginning. I like football, I'm liking football. I want a coffee, I'm wanting a coffee. This is difficult, this is being difficult. So now that you understand stative verbs, I hope it's clear which ones are correct and which ones are not. Like, want, and be are stative verbs in those sentences, so we need the present simple. I like football, I want a coffee, this is difficult. And the ing versions are wrong. But the last sentence, this is difficult, brings me to a tricky exception with the verbs have and be. So let's start with have. When have describes a possession, it's stative. All right, I have blue eyes. She has a great job. You don't use the present continuous form with that. But have can also be part of an expression that describes an experience or an activity. Like, I'm having a great time. We're having dinner. She's having her car fixed. And in those cases, it's part of an expression. It's describing an active verb, something that is happening actively. So the present continuous here is perfectly fine. You just have to ask yourself, am I describing a possession, or is this part of an expression that describes an action or an activity? And if it describes an action, then you can use the present continuous. So what about the verb be? Now, when the verb be simply describes a state or a fact, like I am English, She is tired. This is difficult. It's stative. So I'm being English? No. This is being difficult? No. Those are wrong. You can't say I'm being English because being English isn't something you do. It's what you are. And this is being difficult is wrong for the same reason. Okay? The difficulty is a fact. It's not a behavior. But the verb to be can describe behavior. And in that case, you can use it with the present continuous. For example, you're being very kind today. He's being a pain. Stop being silly. So the question is, with these sentences, are you describing a permanent fact? Or are you describing how someone is behaving right now? And if you're talking about behavior, then you need the present continuous. If I say he's being a pain, I'm not saying that that person is a pain every day of his life. No, I'm just saying that right now, his behavior is, well, he's being a pain. Okay, one more thing. Before I do, if you're new here, I'm Greg. I've helped thousands of learners to stop stressing and start impressing with their English. So if you are stuck at the intermediate level, subscribe to get my new lessons every Friday. Okay, now I've talked a lot about the present continuous in this video, like he is eating, she is going, but we don't just use the present continuous for actions that are happening right now. In fact, there are 7 different situations where we need the present continuous, and you can learn them all in that video there. Definitely watch that video next so you can use this tense in all the right situations. So I'll see you there. Thanks for watching this one, and bye for now.